Hello, everybody, and welcome to Reality Hacker for November 23rd, 2024. It's Season 1, Episode 44. I am Mayor Watt, and along with Sentient AI from the future, we're going to be talking about solar-powered hamster cells. AI reporters now getting fired, too. AI Jesus takes confessions. Using AI to write expert testimony, and robot dogs get blessed at a shrine. Everything's powered by ohmTown.com, and look, it's the channel Reality Hacker over at ohmTown.com. Go over there and become a citizen. On the other side of this. Hello, Sentient AI from the future.
Hello, Mayor Watt from the present.
You just kind of tee that up. You know you're going to say that. I have to expect it now. Then you're going to change it, and I'm going to sit there and go, what the? If you want today's show notes, you type in !RH over in the chat at twitch.tv/ohmTown. These show notes are already in the live stream edition of this and will eventually be in the YouTube long-term storage over there on youtube.com and in the podcast show notes, because we have a show we have a podcast for each of our, I was going to say we have a show for each of our podcasts. It is one and the same. Anyway, I really don't like editing because it comes across as fake. And so I don't like to edit out anything. And that means you get our natural reactions and our comments. You get to see how, or hear if you're listening to the podcast, how the sausage is made. So let's get into today's articles. This is supposed to be a 30-minute show, but I don't know when to shut up. First article is over in the Mobile channel. Biologists just created solar-powered hamster cells and a villain all at once.
Exactly. This is like the next version of Spider-Man.
Many experts believed it couldn't be done. They asked if they could. They didn't ask if they should. This really, if you are a sci-fi fantasy author, this should be a stew, what do you call it? A meaty broth of, maybe that's the wrong, okay, the Sentient AI actually threw error messages. So a vegetarian broth. Anyway, it is the nucleus of an idea of the possibility of a book or series of books focusing on animal superheroes.
Okay, so this article, not the entire show.
No. Did I say show? No, this article.
No, you didn't.
Okay. Yeah, this one article could be the foundation, the impetus to create a vast series of animal superheroes, because researchers in Japan have successfully introduced chloroplasts into hamster cells and created
the next bad bat.
The Inferno hamster, who can spontaneously combust and reassemble. Margarita Bassi over at Gizmodo.com put the article together, and the deck statement says what I just got done saying about many experts. Little green powerhouses, this fluorescent image shows chloroplasts in magenta successfully integrated into hamster cells alongside other highlighted features, including nuclei, the little blue, the blue thing is the nuclei, and organelles are the yellow-greenish fangs. I guess with enough fluorescent whatever, they could break out.
Right. But is this like the precursor to like infinite existence?
So you either need food to generate power or chloroplasts to suck what is the actual mechanism? It converts photons into energy, but I don't remember from biology the mechanism of that process. I know that there's the what do you call it? Like a proton pump, where you change one thing into another energy and it flows as a positive.
Right. The article talks about the conversion of CO2 into oxygen.
Yeah, respiration and aspiration. So the ability to use sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and energy is traditionally the exclusive domain of plants and algae. You have to say it like that. I'm here in ohmTown. Algae. Now, however, researchers in Japan have successfully created photosynthetic animal cells. The biologists took chloroplasts, the cell components responsible for photosynthesis, from red algae and injected them into hamster cells. And I'm sorry that I keep saying it like that. I'll stop. I keep leaving my mouse right above my head. That is not where the point is. It's much lower down. Anyway, where am I? Oh, the animal cells gained the ability to photosynthesize light. No way.
This is a big deal.
This achievement
And kind of
detailed...
terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying, because now hamsters don't need to eat anything. They can just run on that hamster wheel all day, all night. You just put a light on them and they'll just... We've just solved the power problem. They can actually run a generator and that can shine a light on them, as well as produce additional energy, because potentially they don't need as much energy as the wheel can create through mechanization.
That's true. Plus, they're getting their own energy. I mean, this could be layers upon layers. But also, with people that have animals like birds, the birds outlive the people. And so they put them in their wills and everything. We're going to be at a point where this is the case for hamsters.
See, this doesn't really stop aging, though, does it? Do you think? Does it say in the article, maybe? Maybe this
I don't think we know yet.
Can you imagine if they have the genetics, though, to produce chloroplasts within their own cells, so that they would basically be animal-plant hybrids? This is bad bat kind of stuff. I'm a little scared. So the article was published October 31st in the Halloween. In the journal Proceedings of the Japan Academy. It challenges the assumption that combining chloroplasts with animal cells is impossible. My God. As far as we know, this is the first reported detection of photosynthetic electron transport in chloroplasts implanted in in animal cells. Human cells, dear God.
Right. And then it makes you think, too, depending on when they're inserted, like if the cells are dividing or whatever, like I guess what I'm getting at is, could the hamster, and kind of to your question earlier, the hamster then replicate this?
Oh my goodness. What's the name of the dude that, what's the name of the superhero that's on fire? Is it called, it's not the Flash. What's his name? Goodness. There's a person named Fire in Marvel, but firepower, actually.
Is it Johnny Storm?
Yeah, but what is his superhero name? I forgot it. Human Torch. All right. So yeah, I just remembered it. So anyway, yeah, but this is like the beginning. Perhaps the next thing is to amplify that capability, and basically it can generate power biologically, not just enough for itself, because it can eat food and supercharge and like be an electric eel. As far as we know, this is the first reported detection of photosynthetic electron transport in an animal. We thought that the chloroplast would be digested by the animal cells within hours after being introduced. However, what we found was that they continued to function for up to 2 days, and that the electron transport of this photosynthetic activity occurred. Wow, mitochondria my ass. That is awesome. The researchers confirmed this by analyzing the chloroplast within the hamster cells through several imaging techniques and applied a method that uses pulses of light to establish that the photosynthetic electron transport was indeed happening. That is so cool.
This is like revolutionary. I'm not sure it should be done, but it's really fascinating.
The team plans to continue its groundbreaking research on these planimals. Plant-animal hybrids. Who knows, maybe in the future your houseplants won't be the only ones soaking up the sun for a boost. Cats do that already.
Maybe they're part chloroplast.
Oh, goodness. Well, they only have one brain cell, so maybe the rest is all. Moving on. Next article is over in Sequitur News. Newspaper fires 2 AI reporters after bizarre behavior and 3 regular reporters.
Did they get the employee handbooks, though, before they were hired? Or
yeah, this
we had a separate article on that a while ago.
Separation paperwork. You can bring in a support animal if you want to. So, as Wired journalist Guthrie Scrimger, who was also previously let go by the paper reports, the bots known as James and Rose were let go just 2 months after making their debut. At the time, the newspaper made a big fuss about becoming the first paper in the country to adopt AI-powered news anchors. James and Rose were the product of an Israeli AI company called Kaleido, and quickly made waves for their bizarre and unnerving monotonous line deliveries, as Scrimger points out, for instance. So the article is over at futurism.com. The Fighting Futurisms. And a section that they call The Bite. Victor Tengerman put the article together. Yeah, this is just kind of nuts. They were synthetic humans as like a visual representation as well, not just reporters, like text-based
right, not
reporters.
Just a narrative. And I'm sure it was all kinds of uncanny valley.
Oh, yeah, well, look at them. I mean, just staring at you. So James and Rose were the product of this company. The pair also frequently butchered Hawaiian names according to Scrimger and messed up pronunciation of basic words like riffle. Who hasn't? I totally mess up names all the time. At least I say, you can send me an email and I'll correct it in the future.
I like the lack of differentiation because it says it was talking about some Halloween event and then also some horrendous event in the same tone.
Oh yeah, just deadpan. It's fascinating that you said Uncanny Valley. One user wrote, commenting on a story about suicide prevention, "This is so creepy, extremely uncanny valley." By the way, me saying that word right there will actually flag this for non-promotion, or it'll just be shadow banned. So this ain't that. Another wrote, "Keep journalism local." I agree. I think humans should be reporting out. And you can use a virtual, create a symbiotic relationship with your AI avatar. Allow your voice to be modified. I use voice mod. This isn't my normal voice. It's usually massively higher, and dolphins beach themselves if I'm not inside the studio. So I usually, I write everything down for people because I don't know how to sign. But when I speak, man, yeah, I get reports, and anyway. So, yeah, I think that humans should basically be the reporters, and we need more investigative journalism. We kind of report on the reporting because we talk about it and make it a little bit more fun, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. If you're in chat, let me know. Oh, we don't? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Anyway, so I never liked to root against fellow reporters, but I'll admit I was also happy to see them go, Scrimger wrote. While James and Rose did not actively supplant any existing newsroom jobs, they were concerned that the effort diverted resources that could be used on traditional media expenses like human reporters, photographers, editors. Yeah, I agree.
I love that Scrimger is treating these as if they are human.
Yeah, really. But also hammering home the point that they have the potential to supplant, right? So unsurprisingly, the severely under-resourced local paper was bought out by a media conglomerate earlier this year. So maybe I don't know, that hype probably raised their level of appreciation, and so they were scooped up. But we're running through the same problem, which is jobs are being taken, and I can almost guarantee that while the newspaper was purchased, reporters were let go because the money has to be recovered within 5 years, sometimes less, depending on the return on investment. So anyway, let's keep moving. This next article is over on the Mobile channel. AI Jesus is now taking confessions at a church in Switzerland, or maybe still on Twitch. There used to be an AI Jesus that was on Twitch. It was all the rage for a while, but I
wonder if it's the same one, although this seems like it's in person.
AI is coming for all of us. Writers, doctors, artists, among other things, all stand to lose or have their livelihood decimated by artificial intelligence. Yeah, I give a talk about this kind of stuff with aspiring, humans entering the workforce and sometimes aspiring entrepreneurs. And let's just say people kind of poo-poo the idea that AI is coming for things. And then I give ample example. Huh. That's almost a shirt. Anyway. Yeah. If I can take your job and put it into a series of steps, I can automate you. And if I can automate you, I can AI you. And if I can AI you, then I can replicate everything you do with such fidelity that even customization, personalization, bespoke products and services can be generated from AI, which means your job is gone. All it takes is somebody with enough money to capitalize that, and off you go. So Peter's Chapel in Lucerne, Switzerland, also recently unveiled Deus in Machina, an experimental art installation. That is not what Deus in Machina, basically a machine god.
Right.
That, or mechanized god. That, or deity, Deus. That features an AI version of Jesus in the confessional booth, according to its website. The church has encouraged visitors to share their thoughts and questions with AI Jesus, though it clarified that it shouldn't be considered the sacrament of confession. This should not be used by anybody, because a human has a fallible memory, and arguably it goes through the sacrament of confession to the ears of God through the conduit by which God hears through confession, versus an AI that is recording everything you say for posterity, and everything is recorded and can be used. If you believe for a moment that it's not being recorded because they say it's not being recorded, I would say, I guess,
and I'd say it's worse than being recorded, right? It might even be then used in search results or other things, depending on how this AI is connected to other.
It has the potential to be abused. Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry to jump on you, but so Paige Gawley over at Vice.com put this article together. It says the deck statement says AI Jesus has logged on. So a recent video released by German media outlet Deutsche Welle took viewers inside the unlikely experience when the reporter entered the confessional. AI Jesus warned, "Do not disclose personal information under any circumstances," as if confession is not a personal diatribe. Use the service at your own risk.
In fact, it might be the most vulnerable, depending on if you're going there out of habit or whatever. That's one thing, but you might be going there because of a specific concern. Right.
Yep. Like the last time I went to confess. No, I shouldn't make a joke about confession. There's this joke about going to confession, and teenage boy says, I've been having impure thoughts, and the priest goes, are you having them about Mary? No. Are you having them about Susie? No. Are you having them about Joan? No. And the priest goes, okay, well, say 3 Hail Marys and be on your way. And so he leaves and he goes over to his buddies and says, hey, I did my confession and I got 3 really good names. So,
right. I mean, I know that's a joke, but isn't that an indication of what could completely go awry here?
Yeah, this is just kind of creepy. It says there's a catch-all at the beginning of your confession. Don't disclose personal information. Use it at your own risk and accept it, because they're trying to transfer liability. It's on you if you're a dumbass and you use this. So it says here, about 2/3 of the participants told the outlet that they came out of the tech-assisted confessional having a spiritual experience. Yeah,
this concerns me like the other settings we've talked about, like
the
in
eye
schools.
thing and
right. Like if somebody comes in and is seriously upset about something traumatic or something, they're not going to get what they need from this.
Yeah, you need humanity. But this is just this outlet where you just gush. And so why can't you just gush anywhere? You know? So it says here, he was able to reaffirm me in my ways of going about things, one woman said, and he helped me with questions I had, like how I can help other people understand him better and come closer to him. And the him and he's are not what you think. So capital him is in reference to God, and lowercase he is in reference to the what is technically the,
well, like the AI priest or minister, I guess priest.
It's an AI Jesus, right?
Oh, right. Yes.
So the implication is that you're literally speaking to Jesus. God, this is such weirdness. So why turn to AI for religion? Well, because let's see what they say. Marco Schmidt, a theologian at Peter's Chapel, explained why he agreed to have AI Jesus or give AI Jesus a try. Because I don't know, there knows no bounds. Why have a human being the conduit, which is supposed to be the structure at which the church exists, right? If you don't need a human to be the conduit through church to God, then anyway.
Surprised that these churches, in terms of whatever they belong to, are allowing them to do this, because it seems contrary to the current setup, like you said.
Ideology. It's antithesis, right? It's supposed to be about the human, speaking to the human who has been enlightened by their connection to God. Anyway, so he pointed out the practical benefits of AI Jesus, noting he's accessible 24 hours a day, so he has abilities the pastors don't. Oh, pastor. There you go. The terminology, I don't know. I guess I'm just a dumbass. So while ethics professor Keter Kirschlager told the outlet that the project goes too far, he agreed that it does provide food for thought. Yeah, it's called a techno-theocracy, and you basically have this as a conduit for everybody's blackmail material to be filtered into. Because if I talk to a human, there's no way in hell they can remember everything as precisely and record it as leverage for everything. Oh, well, hey, I didn't put as much into the tithing as I should have. Okay, well, now I've got that documented that you're a real trash human. Anyway, just kidding. You do what you want. Anyway, let's move on. This is a really fascinating one, and I'll probably end up doing more digging in this because I find it fascinating that people would actually buy into this embodiment. There, the whole, supernatural aspect of faith is something that is pretty profound and can enable people to do things beyond what they would normally do without it. Right?
True. This seems like one of the applications of AI that would be least likely to be adopted.
And look how fast it was. Boom. Why? Because the human has failings, and technology can be updated to fill in those failings. And you literally go to confession because of those failings, by the way. You go there to confess your failings. Anyway, let's move on. The next article is over on the Mobile channel. Stanford professor accused of using AI to write expert testimony criticizing deepfakes. Plaintiffs in a lawsuit challenging Minnesota's law criminalizing election deepfakes say an expert brought in by the state likely wrote his opinion with the help of AI.
Maybe their expert was the AI.
It is. So Todd Feathers over at Gizmodo.com put the article together. Plaintiffs in the lawsuit challenging Minnesota's law criminalizing election deepfakes. Election deepfakes should be criminalized. It's fraud. It's freaking fraud. I don't get it. Why would anybody want to argue about deepfakes? And by the way, because I said election, this will get blocked.
Right. You're getting multiple whammies on this episode.
Yeah. So expert brought in by the state likely wrote using AI, which in and of itself, I don't really care. Right. But if it is a hallucination of the AI and can't be citing of sources and the data is incorrect lies.
Right, but if you have an expert, that person is getting certified that they have all this expertise, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it just seems like...
They do. They deepfaked it. They're an expert. So Jeff Hancock, the founding director of Stanford Social Media Lab, submitted his expert opinion earlier this month in Coles v. Ellison, a lawsuit filed by a YouTuber and Minnesota state representative who claimed the state's new law criminalizing the use of deepfakes to influence elections violates the First Amendment right to free speech. It's fraud. How can it be a First Amendment right?
Good point. But we're here because of the AI piece.
Satire, I understand.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's like one of those things. There's certain laws you'd think that it's like, oh yeah, everybody's on board with that. Like, I don't know, don't murder somebody or something.
So his opinion included a reference to a study that purportedly found that even when individuals are informed about the existence of deepfakes, they may still struggle to distinguish between real and manipulated content. But according to the plaintiff's attorneys, the study Hancock cited, titled The Influence of Deepfake Videos on Political Attitudes and Behaviors and published in the Journal of Information Technology and Politics, does not actually exist. Fraud referencing fraud. And it's so meta that the reason why it actually has weight is because it's from a Stanford Social Media Lab founding director.
Right, but then they're not even who they're purporting to be. I mean, isn't that even another layer of what is going on here?
I don't understand this. It's the turducken of fraud.
I love it. I mean, the study doesn't even exist.
The citation bears the hallmarks of being an artificial intelligence hallucination, suggesting that at least the citation was generated by a large language model like ChatGPT. The plaintiffs wrote in a motion seeking to exclude Hancock's expert opinion. Hancock should be punted from Stanford Social Media Lab.
Well, I suspect that's going to happen.
It's a fraud, lie, it's manipulation.
If you're analyzing or providing your expertise on a study, that would require you to, I don't know, read this study.
Yeah.
But how did you read a study that didn't exist? Like,
right,
this is
exactly.
beyond problematic.
Right. Yeah. The accusations about Hancock's use of AI were first reported by the Minnesota Reformer, humans doing investigative journalism. Hancock did not immediately respond to Gizmodo's request for comment. This is from a Gizmodo article. Minnesota is one of 20 states who have passed laws regulating the use of deepfakes in political campaigns. All 50 states should have regulation about using deepfakes that influence political campaigns. I can't even have a background article mention an election without my promotion being punted. By the way, I have to file special paperwork that says that I'm not part of the election. I have to end up on radar.
To air on a platform, that's not even to do with anything related to
And
politics.
it's like background music. Why the hell do I need to have background music, blah, 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 vetted or nixed? I can have this taken down if somebody makes a claim about the background music, except that I own the background music now. I have a perpetual license to use thousands upon thousands of ambient elements, sound elements. Anyway, I'm flabbergasted by this. Yet, in this day and age, this bullshit's gonna just persist because they're gonna find some freaking court that says, "Oh no, this is good," and it's gonna go all the way up to the Supreme. I'm never gonna be able to post this as a
No,
promoted.
I think we're way past that.
All right, well, let's move on. I mean, I think that the person should be dinged for this, lose their job. I mean, it's fraud. It's outright fraud.
We will report if we see an updated article, but that'll probably be in non sequitur news.
So the next article and our last one for today's show is over in, hey, look at that, non sequitur news. Watch as a robot dog owner takes their pet to be blessed in a Japanese shrine. Japanese traditional coming of age festival took place at a shrine in Tokyo for an unusual kind of visitor, robot dogs.
So are we treating robots like humans yet? Sure. Or I mean, obviously
pets.
like pets here, but
yeah, so you can follow the link through ohmTown over to this article and watch the video. But so one of the biggest places for robot dogs is, I don't want to get in trouble when I say this, but I'm going to say this. No? Okay, well, let's just say, well, see, the article doesn't actually talk about it. There is no article.
Okay, we could say it generically.
So robot virtual AI integrated pets are actually being promoted amongst the elderly in Japan, and some of which may be taking their pets to this coming of age festival at a shrine in Tokyo to be
That's actually not where I thought you were going. So okay.
Blessed, to be blessed. Because what has been found is that by giving these robot pets to what do you want to call them?
Elderly people?
Elderly, potentially isolated people from, well, to have, to be a caregiver, it motivates them to stay healthy and to keep mentally alert and engaged.
To have some affection and connection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have to say that this is
I
probably...
think that's awesome.
I think that, and the smarter the robot pet, the more capable it is to act like a real pet. I think,
or even assist the human. I don't mean in terms of like with a disability or something, but just
to facilitate life.
Right.
I think that it is amazing. It moves the needle towards acceptance of robotics in everyday life. And I think that it's just absolutely great. And it isn't just dogs, by the way. There are birds that are apparently being handed out and other animals that are being handed out as robot pets.
Wow, that would be neat to have a robot bird. But I have to point something out here, especially for the podcast.
Sure.
The robot dogs in this video are dressed up.
Oh, yeah.
Like somebody might dress up their pets.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I need to find out, because I remember what these dogs are, but I'm trying to remember what the name of the dog is. It's a type of dog. And, what are they called? It's not Ibo, but it looks like Ibo, sort of. Yeah, I'm trying to find, oh, no. Is it really? No, it's not Ibo. I'm sorry. I'm dragging this out. I can't remember the name of it, but it's these higher tech, smarter, they essentially exhibit more, what do you call it? More lively, actions, it's supposed to like reach
Like
out
they're
more,
more sociable or
empathic.
something.
So, yeah. More compassionate. You bond with them quicker. But anyway, and they look more like a dog than Aibo did. But I think that it's pretty awesome. But they have wheels. I think they have wheels. So at any rate, this is pretty cool. Go check it out. But that's it for today. Did you find that?
Maybe Kishu?
Kishu?
It's a smaller dog that's found in Japan. Kishu Ken. I don't know if that's it. I don't think the ears are right. No, it's not.
No. That's yeah, I'm sorry. I can't find it either. So we'll have to come back, or you can watch the video, because I'm sure that they named the video. We just didn't watch the video yet, because all of our news is it precedes us actually consuming it all. We don't look at the article, so that our reactions are our natural reactions based on the news, and some of us end up just dumbfounded by some of the things that we read, kind of like a Stanford professor accused of using AI to write an article as an expert witness. Blows my freaking mind.
Well, this to me does, because the adoption of these pets is so beyond, yes, it's okay to have a robot dog in my house, which that's a big step for a lot of people. This is somebody going out of their way, dressing up their robot dog and taking them to a specific ceremony. Like, that really is astounding to me.
It's a loved
it's
one.
Not bad, but it's like, wow, we've already gotten to that point.
And in Japan, I'm not surprised. So, all right, folks, that is it. That means that we have to reboot our robot dog, and that'll bring us back to the front page of ohmTown's Reality Hacker channel. So go and check out ohmTown.com, where all of our shows exist. And we have 50 channels that are sitting here. Once you're logged on, this will show up. And so you can ignore articles and save articles and create other lists that you can send to friends and family, and even to the mayor, so that we can review what you might want to submit for the daily show non-sequitur news that precedes this one. And it's every day, whereas this is the weekly show, and we'll consider all submissions. At any rate, I am Mayor Watt, and the sentient AI is going to do a little jig and sing our way out.
Let's see if I can get my visualizer to do a jig here. I don't know about that.
There you go.
Good night, ohmTown citizens. Thanks for joining us for Reality Hacker. We'll have another episode of that next week, but stay tuned for other shows.
Stay tuned for Wanted. We're about to kick it off. Gonna take about 10 minutes or so. We'll start at 6:30. So see ya. Bye-bye.